Aquarius darlings, welcome to my sector of the universe. This is Jess from Capella Wellness, here to help you step into your truth and start into your power. For those of you who've never been here before, welcome. Thank you so much for being here for the first time. I'm so glad you're here. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for liking, for sharing this video so that this message gets out to other people, so that I know that my work is being disseminated out to the masses. Anyway, I do appreciate your love, your support, and returning to watch another video of mine. I do want to mention that I am available for personal readings, and that if you want to sign up for a Capella membership, you get exclusive access to guided meditations, daily guidance videos, and a whole bunch of other awesome benefits. I'm offering a 14-day free trial for some of my memberships of the lower tier, so that you can get a taste of what I offer that I do not put out on YouTube, to help to better prepare you guys for what's coming down the pike, because the collective is going to be going through some major changes. So it would benefit you if you feel called to sign up for a membership. You can cancel at any time. You want to try it out for 14 days and it doesn't work out for you, whatever, that's fine. If you want to keep it, that's fine too. It's very easy to cancel. If you already have a membership and you feel like you want to get more out of it, because I am going to be doing live streams for members only very soon. I'm going to make a bigger announcement about that later. So if you want to not have to be put on a list on my lives and be in a more intimate environment, and I can read, I'll pull more cards with those readings as well. It would benefit you to sign up for one of the memberships that includes access to my members only live streams. Okay, check out the description box below, or go to capellawellness.com for more information on my Capella memberships. You also get free access to my mobile app, where you can access all of the exclusive content there, and you can chat with me and other people, and go check out whatever else is there. All right, I wish you guys a wonderful week, a wonderful month. With that being said, let's get into your reading. Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading. How are you? I hope you are awesome. I hope your week was great. I wish you a great weekend if you watch this before the weekend or during the weekend. I send you much love and many blessings, as I always do. All right, Aries, we're going to see what's going on with you at this time. What obstacles you're facing, what lessons you're learning from this to help you with your spiritual growth, because that is what this is about. We're then going to get guidance from Spirit, how to best navigate these energies, what your wellness message is, what the full moon in Aquarius is bringing you, and lastly, what is going on with love and relationships for you. Alrighty, Aries, Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Sirians, please reveal to us for highest good. What is going on with Aries at this time? Please and thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, man. Five of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, the High Priestess, 10 of Swords, the Hermit, and the King of Swords. All right, Aries. The bottom of the deck is none other than the Tower. Okay? The overall energy here of what's going on is the Tower. So either you're about to have a Tower moment, there's going to be a sudden upheaval, some serious major change happening, a course correction, you know, or it's already happened. All right, but I'm getting for some probably already happened. All right. Let me think about this here, guys, because there's like 6 cards here. Okay. Spirit, what do you want me to channel? What are we channeling here? Okay, I've got a few things. All right. Something suddenly happened, or something is about to suddenly happen. There's like a massive surprise here, a total shock. All right. So, for some of you, and remember to take what resonates, leave what doesn't for somebody else who's watching. Just keep your unhealthy ego at the door and make sure you're honest with yourself in the situation, okay? There's something here, was that somebody is standing up for themselves. It could very well be where there was unfinished business between you and somebody else. They projected their hurt onto you. They hurt you before you could get hurt by them, type of thing. But there was defensiveness, a defense mechanism with this person. And this person was dealing with a lot of stuff that you had no idea they were dealing with. There were things going on behind the scenes you did not know about, all right? So it led to this betrayal. It led to this, like, disappointing situation. It was painful. It was like, really? Why is this happening? Type of thing. Somebody got closed off, moved into isolation, whatever, or it might have been very cold, all right, to you, or maybe that was you. Somebody who was totally detached from their emotions, somebody who was overly logical. They could not make any sense to the connection because there's a lot of air here, a lot, air. But what I'm getting is that this individual realized what they did, right? They realized that they were projecting their hurt onto you. There was a defense mechanism because they were dealing with a lot. They were taken advantage of before. They could have been mentally abused, verbally abused as a child or by a spouse or all of the above, okay? So with all of this hurt that was done onto them, it gave them a cold heart at some point, right? It caused them to be detached. And they're like, I don't want love in my life. I don't want that anymore because every time I love or every time something happens, I get betrayed. I get like, I feel there's too much pain going on and I can't deal with this because this person had a lot of this in their life. And sometimes, guys, when people get hurt like this, especially if they're taken advantage of, especially if there's some sort of mental verbal abuse or something like that, they're hurt all the time, even when they're trying to do the right thing. That can sometimes give somebody a very hard heart. Okay, they block themselves to being generous. They block themselves to love. It's like no feminine energy can get through them. All right, it's all masculine, distorted masculine. They're like, I don't want to deal with this, and I'm just gonna be a little bit ruthless here. I'm gonna try to control every situation from now on, and that's only because of what has happened. Okay, people go through that, especially when we're dealing with people who seem mean and cold-hearted, guys. You have no idea what's going on in their life. You really don't. It's the same thing with you. I know it's happened with me, okay? Sometimes I'll just like lash out or whatever at someone because I'm stressed out or my day went bad or something like that. Or I was just so tired of all of this shit happening in my life. And because I wasn't dealing with it on my own, I would project that to other people. And yes, I have done that. But that happened a long time ago. It didn't happen as frequently as other people experience or other people go through. But it has happened. And I'm pretty sure it's happened to every single one of you, right? We get into a place where we just like project our hurt onto somebody else. Nobody here is innocent of this, okay? So when that happens, there are other people where when damage has been done so much, they have a really hard time with coming out of that, all right? They get closed off. They feel a little bit mysterious. They hide things. They keep their emotions in. They don't trust their intuition. They don't trust their feminine side, all that stuff, right? So you may have been dealing with somebody like that. Now, what I'm getting is that with that person was like that, right? They couldn't commit. It was repetitive. They weren't balanced with mind, body, and spirit. They were focusing so much on work to try to overcome certain things. Not dealing with their emotions, right? The only water energy we have is this. It's Pisces. Maybe you're dealing with the Pisces, maybe not. Or you have Pisces in their chart, they have Pisces in their chart, whatever. Or Virgo, but that does not matter. Don't get hung up on the signs. Or air, right? What I'm getting is that this individual, they had to realize the error of their ways. They had to realize what they were doing. Because them getting into this energy with trying to take advantage of others or trying to hurt somebody before they got hurt, again, this defensive mechanism here, it wasn't working. And it caused them so much pain. It was like all of these life's lessons that they were experiencing, it put them dead in the water. It was so painful that like they ended up hitting rock bottom and they didn't know what to do. It got so bad. It was just like I don't know what to do anymore. It was overkill. They kept not learning the lesson. And they got one more sword after one more sword into the back. But what they didn't realize is that this pain and suffering was afflicting them in the physical. That it wasn't affecting their soul, because their divine being knows better to understand that they're not a victim. Okay? Nobody here is a victim. You have to be the victor, not the victim. So this individual is realizing, you know what? I got to come out of this. I can't stay in this victim mentality because it's not doing me any good. And every time somebody betrays me and does me wrong, that's not on that person all the time, because it takes two to tango. It's also on me. This is being accountable for this type of energy, right? Because if we're playing the victim, that means somebody screwed us over, right? But we got to be accountable and say, did we do this woe is me thing and just point the finger and blame and think that we had no hand in this? Was your inner hurt attracting that? Because it probably was. It did for me. And this is what was going on with this person. They said, I can't do this anymore. So this person had to do some introspection and say, I got to go evaluate, analyze my life story and see why do I keep getting into this situation? Right? It could be tower moment after tower moment after tower moment. Why do I keep being hurt? Why do I keep being betrayed? You need to think about the why. That's exactly what I did. And then I started to realize I was repeating the same freaking karmic patterns. The same lessons I was not learning was causing me to be in this type of energy, to be hurt by other people. Why? Because I was still hurt myself. I did not have a clear heart chakra. I was allowing people to treat me like a doormat. There's no movement here, right? I kept looking at myself as a victim when I was realizing that I was giving my power away. This is people giving their power away. I keep failing at life. My love life is not working out. My job life is not working out. Think about what it is that you're doing. We do not put blame on others for our pain and suffering. And we are not supposed to be relying on anybody else for our happiness but ourselves. So either you or this person went into serious introspective mode and was like, I need to understand what's going on here. I need to understand what the purpose of this is, because there is pain in purpose. What is my mission in life? What am I here for? This is doing some soul searching. Why does this keep happening to me? Maybe this is you, Aries, and not your person. You got to really look deep within. Do some meditation. Ask yourself, why do you keep running into the situation? It's exactly what I did. I was attracting the same type of people into my life because of my past, because of my experiences as a child, okay? Relationships with people, parents, whatever. And I said, oh my God, I keep attracting these low vibrational people. I keep attracting people who are not healed. All right? It was me. Our relationships reflect our inner wounds. And I said to myself, I need to isolate myself. I got to stop dating. I got to stop dealing with all these other people and have God remove whoever needs to be removed. I got to understand what I'm here for. This was me learning to transmute this Five of Swords, Ten of Swords energy, all these like backhanded, behind secretive stuff or whatever. I need to handle this. I need to see the error of my ways and start building myself up. This is learning, becoming that spiritual master, gaining that spiritual strength. This is about learning from your past mistakes and understanding more about why people do certain things. This is what leads the person to become a sage, to gain wisdom and knowledge, because you have all the wisdom within you, Aries. So it's either you or your person understanding what the light really is, understanding the truth, because the light is truth, right? understanding there's a higher purpose for me here. I don't need to be engaging in this type of activity because I was not my true authentic self. I was not in alignment with my higher self. So because of that, I wasn't attracting higher self things. I wasn't attracting higher vibrational things. Not all the time, especially not in relationships. So I took myself away for a while. I disconnected myself from the world. And I started to learn a lot more about me, about my choices in life, about my life's experiences, and then I started to see patterns. Then I started to gain a lot of wisdom by doing that introspection. And I said, wow, I'm going through this because God's trying to teach me some lessons. God is having me go through these challenges, all of these difficult things, because He wants me to understand my power. And He wants me to gain wisdom from all of those things that I've experienced. And to learn from my mistakes, to learn my lessons and not repeat them. Where eventually I would end up teaching others what I have been through to be a source of wisdom for them. And all of you are being called to be spiritual teachers and mentors, right? All of your experiences, Aries, are here to teach other people. You're going to be able to inspire them, to enlighten them, and say, wow, Aries went through these things. I'm going through something similar. They were able to overcome the betrayals. They were able to overcome victimization. I want to learn from that person. I can grow. It's not the end of the world for me. If that person was able to go through all that shit, I can do the same thing. You guys are all here to teach and to inspire, to be that sage, to understand that you have the power to overcome anything, because you do. And it seems like somebody who you're dealing with understood this too. They spent a lot of time in isolation mode as well to understand who they really are. That this whole life of betrayal and defeat and hurt and pain and suffering, this was not the life that God intended for him to live. Absolutely not. It is not the life that God intends for any of us to live. So this person understood that about himself. This person went in and started to reevaluate all the things that they did and why they got themselves into some crazy predicaments, why they got themselves into very difficult hardships, very difficult circumstances, why things kept repeating over and over and over again. And he realized that it was on him. It was all him. He caused his own reality because, again, look at all this sword energy, the thoughts. The negative thoughts or her negative thoughts started to create his or her reality. Victimhood creates more of a life of victimhood if you stay in that. Okay? He also had to gain the wisdom, understanding when people were doing things to him or her, there were things going on behind the scenes he or she knew nothing about. That they were going through their battles, their struggles. They were projecting their hurts onto them, right? It's like never ending until somebody gains that wisdom, right? They're going to continue to feel like a victim. There's also learning how to trust their intuition more. And this is the thing, guys. I went through this in my relationships too. There was a lot of hurt. There was betrayal there. Right? Mental, verbal abuse. People who are not tied to God, in align with God, who didn't have a relationship with God, who didn't have a heart. They went through a lot of difficult things in life and it hardened their hearts. Right? I kept attracting people like these. And my intuition kept picking up on stuff. And I didn't listen to that. And because I wasn't listening to my intuition, I wasn't trusting what my guidance was telling me, I continued to receive this type of treatment. And then I put an end to that because of this mode right here. I learned so much by being on my own, by going into solitude, by being in solitude. I learned so much about myself, about other people, about the world. And doing this helped me to boost my psychic abilities, my intuitive abilities. I started to see behind the curtain more. When I started to see how somebody was acting or reacting or whatever, I knew what was going on. Like, no joke, guys, I'm able to tell what is going on behind the scenes with somebody. And some of you have that ability too. And if you already see that, you have to trust in that. And you have to gain wisdom from that. Your guides are telling you something very important. That however somebody is acting, it's not who they really are on the inside, because they're not coming from their divine selves. They're not coming from their higher selves. That's why I was talking about being connected to your higher self. So you or this person realized a lot. And you started to follow your own path of truth. Because I said the light is truth. And you realize, you know what? I have the power not to deal with this type of behavior anymore. As soon as you get that intuitive hit, something feels off, I think there's something else going on with this person, you listen to that and you leave them, or whatever it is your guides tell you, whatever your intuition tells you to do with the situation. You don't prolong it. You don't engage in it where you're going to get betrayed again. You're going to get hurt again. You're going to feel this pain again. You know better, Aries. You're better understanding the truth of situations to include yours. This is also somebody coming out of hermit mode because they've realized what they've done, everything that I just said, and they want to work with you. They want to collaborate with you. There's something here about someone being single. This person was scorned from a divorce, or maybe it's you. They could have been betrayed in a divorce repeatedly. They tried to work with that person, and the person was like, nope. They kept, hurting them or saying very condescending, belittling things to them, being very, very harsh and cold-hearted, right? Excessive control, addicted to power. They were dealing with somebody like that. They could have divorced this person, but that even though they got divorced, they still had that victim mentality. They still could not get over the pain and the suffering, even though they tried to work with this person on this. But apparently they were able to overcome this. It's either you or your person was able to overcome this because they're now in alignment with their higher self. They now trust their divine feminine side. They now trust the guidance and wisdom that their guides, angels, ancestors are giving them. They're listening to it. And now this person is being told by their higher self, their guides, their angels, their ancestors, their spirit team, they're no longer afraid to build something masterful with someone, because this king knows not everything can be done independently. So there's somebody here coming forward with the truth. They're going to speak their mind with confidence and integrity to talk about everything that they've done, to talk about what they've learned by being in isolation mode, by being in solitude. This is a very wise, intelligent king right here. Learned a lot of lessons. Learned through heartbreak. Learned that if he was addicted to power, that he was cold-hearted, that he was going to live a miserable life. There's a big leveling up here with this Three of Pentacles with this person. So there's some truth here. Either you're already experiencing it, Aries, or you're about to. There's a shocking revelation here. your person or you had a very shocking revelation. It's pretty much what I said. And it's what I had a shocking revelation about why I continue to be in very hurtful relationships. It started with me, and I had to own up to my responsibilities. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to start working on myself. I'm going to cut off the rest of the world, and I'm going to start working on me. Let's see what the challenge here is. What is the obstacle for the situation for Aries? Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, please and thank you. Knowing your worth, being self-sufficient. Okay. See what I talked about? Somebody thinking that they could do everything on their own. I don't need anybody. I don't need to collaborate with anybody. You can't rule an empire on your own. You can't have the 10 of Pentacles or the 10 of Cups on your own. Some of you are thinking, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine being independent on my own. Again, some of you probably went through a divorce and you don't want to go through a divorce again. But if God brings you your kingdom spouse, your counterpart, that bond cannot be broken. There's going to be no divorce there whatsoever because God created that bond between the two of you. The only person who can destroy that would be God, but why would he destroy something he created, right? So some of you may be in this mentality where, and Ten of Swords is divorce, okay? So it's kind of like, I just want to be on my own. I don't want to have to be in this situation again and get betrayed again and get divorced again, because divorce is not fun, guys, I know. I am a divorced person too, if you don't already know, all right? But again, you cannot have the 10 of Pentacles without somebody else there. That is the ultimate happiness. That is serious wealth there and stability and security and, you know, building a family legacy, having generational wealth and building that wealth for your kids and your kids and your kids' grandkids and all those other kids, right? So an obstacle here is about being on your own. Or maybe some of you are afraid to be on your own. You're afraid to be alone because King of Swords is single. Hermit is single. That's alone energy. Guys, I went through this. I was afraid to be alone. And me being codependent on people, I was attracting the wrong people because they were not healed, because I wasn't healed. Why do you want to continue to go through that, Aries? There's no need for that. You need to learn how to be self-fulfilled, to be in your own power. You can create your own abundance. You can create your own wealth. You can create your own happy, magical, blissful life. You don't need anybody to create that. And when you get to this phase here, you're going to attract people who are at your level at this Nine of Pentacles. There's no codependency. This is total independence here. You gain so much power and so much wisdom when you're on your own. Trust me, I am an example of that. There's so much in my world now that I have that I never thought was possible, and I know I'm not done yet. And it's 555 as I say that on my watch. You gotta stop undervaluing yourself. It's time to really look within, Aries, and see why you continue to get into these situations. And I can guarantee, and I say this from a place of unconditional love, and it comes from you and what you are vibrating on the inside. You attract what you're vibrating. If you have low self-worth, if you're totally codependent on people for money or just to be in a relationship because you don't want to be alone, because you're afraid to be alone, you have lack of self-confidence. There's like you seek validation outside of yourself. You feel like you can't be on your own 2 feet. You need somebody there. You're going to attract people who are just like that. And when you don't know your worth, when you try to be clingy, try to go over these people, or you can even be a job, right? You run the risk of having the repetitive cycles of being taken advantage of, the doormat, the being belittled, being someone who's condescending to you, all of that stuff, the betrayals, the backstabbing, you run the risk of continuing to do that. The victimhood, someone with very low self-esteem and low self-worth is a victim. Because they give the power away. They don't know the power within them, and they go out there saying that everybody else screwed up their lives when you are responsible for your life. You're responsible for your wealth and your happiness and your abundance. It's all on you, Aries. You can be happy on your own. You can build so many things on your own because God gave you all the tools to do so. There is something here for somebody where you are working too much for free, or you're just working too much in general and you're trying to avoid something. There might even be something material here that somebody's overly focusing on. It's kind of like, I need to focus on my pentacles. I don't need love. I don't need this. Or yeah, because you know, with the Nine of Pentacles there, it's kind of like, I'm just focusing on my money right now. But you also have to understand that you are way more than enough too. You don't need to people please. You don't need to be doing all these other things to seek validation outside of yourself, that type of thing. No. See, with the Eight of Pentacles, this is, you do this over and over again. You tend to undervalue yourself because some of you really need to work on your self-worth here. It could very well be stemming from a divorce for some of you where you were either cheated on or betrayed a lot in that divorce. Someone was very controlling, who was addicted to power, whatever, addicted to money. And everything you did, right? You tried to work with them and they still wouldn't work with you. And you were like, everything that I tried to do, it wasn't good enough. I know that comes from a Kasamba. Is it Kasamba commercial, right? Some of you guys probably have seen that. Everything you tried to do isn't good enough. But why are you continuing to try to do everything in your power to appease that person? No. It stems from a lack of self-worth, guys. It stems from a lack of you not understanding your power and you undervaluing yourself. Oh, God, there go the cards. Hold on. When you set high standards for yourself and you don't settle, and you have self-respect and self-worth and all that stuff, you attract people who will respect you, who will value you. If you undervalue yourself, how can you attract someone who will value you? It's exactly what I experienced. I went most of my life undervaluing myself. And it made sense when I went to hermit mode why I was attracting the relationships I was attracting. And I tried to cater to all these people and to do all of these things, and nothing ever worked because I was trying to people please, because I was trying to get them to just, oh, well, I did this for you. Where's my cookie? Where's my gold star? And it wasn't appreciated, right? Because I was looking for that outside of myself instead of believing that about myself. Like, I don't need anybody to tell me what I'm worth. I know I'm a badass. I know I have high standards now. I have high values, and I'm proud of that because I'm not going to settle for anything less than what I deserve. You deserve a lot of things, Aries, but you have to understand that you do. And whatever happened in your past, let it go. Whoever screwed you over, let it go. Okay? Especially if this was part of a divorce, you let that go. This is repetitive for you. If you're dealing with somebody who can't commit to you, stop trying to win them over. Stop trying to give so much of yourself to this person. Start learning how to be self-sufficient and be your own, be who you are. Start valuing yourself, taking care of you, self-care, self-respect, self-love, okay? For some, this is like a repetitive cycle, like I said. You keep doing this over and over and over again, which is why you keep getting betrayed and hurt and undervalued and walked all over. You have to listen to me here because I've been through all of this. And guess what? God is keeping all of those people at bay that I used to date because I'm all the way up here, and God's only going to bring me that match for whoever's up here too. That's who God's going to bring in. And that is my divine masculine. That is my kingdom spouse. When he's ready to go, when he meets me at my level and God says, okay, everything's been done, then I'm going to attract a true divine masculine Christ. Someone who's dependable, someone who provides, who protects. That's part of the divine order as a divine masculine, right? I will get what I deserve because I found the value within myself first. I loved myself first, and I stopped settling. And I stopped chasing love. I stopped chasing money. I stopped chasing all these stupid things that weren't for my highest good. And because I changed all of that, again, going through hermit mode, I'm now in my power to attract the most amazing things that anybody can experience in their life. And it's the same thing for you. You have that ability, but you got to stop that repetitive cycle of giving too much of yourself and undervaluing yourself and not taking care of you. And the whole thing about being alone, there's nothing wrong with that. You gain so much wisdom when you are by yourself. God does his greatest work in solitude. You become someone who is impenetrable, unstoppable, unshakable, untouchable. When you do the healing on your own and you isolate yourself from the world and you start really understanding who you really are, who you always were, nothing can touch you, Aries. Absolutely nothing. When you do this. Let's see what the lesson is. What lesson is Aries learning from this? 10 of Cups. Stop being in those inauthentic relationships. You know you're not happy. You know they're not blissful. It's like a false sense of security. I think I said that, right? You have to get out of these situations. And you know it, Aries. You got to stop giving yourself so much to a marriage, to a relationship that you know is not divine in nature. You know it. You have a false sense of security, thinking that everything is okay, especially if you're dealing with somebody who's very controlling or somebody who continues to betray you, walk all over you. No, you're not supposed to be in a relationship like that. That is not a relationship ordained by God. That makes no sense. If you were chasing this person and God didn't bring you this person, that's most likely not your divine counterpart. Especially if they're acting this way. Now, if they are, this divine counterpart is going to change if you change, if you start valuing yourself, you start respecting yourself, and you start learning how to be happy without anybody there. Then your divine counterpart is going to stop acting as a distorted masculine, and they will match you at your level. This is also you. I said you can't get to the 10 of Pentacles without being in the 9 first. It's the same thing with the 9 of Cups. You can't get to the 10 of Cups if you don't find the 9 within yourself first. Okay? There's no bliss here. There's no true happiness here. You don't feel harmonious, especially if you're not harmonious within yourself and you're not blissful within yourself first, Aries. You're not going to attract those types of relationships if you don't find it within you first. There's a big misalliance here. Not having the same core values, not having the same belief systems, whatever that is. Not believing in God, meaning one of you believes in God and the other one doesn't. That's not going to work unless that is your God-ordained spouse. That person will come around when you come around. But you again, that false sense of security. You're thinking that this is a blissful relationship, that it's divine, that it's heavenly, it's godly. If there is really dark stuff going on and there is no harmony there, and there's a lot of betrayal and hurt and again, the cunning words, somebody who is very mentally, verbally abusive, okay? This is also, if you are mentally, verbally abusive with other people and very controlling, you're going to attract people who are like that. You may believe that true love doesn't exist, that there's no such thing as a happily ever after, or believing in the impossible. It does exist, Aries. You just have to change your mindset. And there's some things, shadow sides of you, that need to be transmuted into light to have this. Okay? Bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. See, not learning from your mistakes. There's procrastination here. Knowing that you need to start doing things differently. And you got to communicate. Okay? You have to communicate how you feel. You have to stop procrastinating on communicating with this person that you don't want to be in this relationship anymore because you know it's not harmonious. You know that it's not divine. It's not coming from a place of God. You should not be afraid of communicating this. This might even be, for some of you, there may be a child involved. And if you're contemplating divorce here, because I do get strong divorce energy, you're afraid of being alone, maybe being a single parent and raising a child. That's for some specific people. It's not for everybody. Okay? If you don't already know, I'm divorced. I'm a single mom. I have one son. There's a son here. You may have one kid or more than one kid. There's like this false sense of security if you're in this marriage, in this relationship, because you have a kid together. But if it's distorted, guys, if it's not harmonious, if there's no divine love there, you don't need to be in that. You don't. You may be thinking that, you're being provided for by this person, you and your kid, but do you really think that the situation is going to get any better? Especially if there's abuse here? There might even be physical abuse. Okay? The person who's doing this, Aries, they're coming from a very low place. Again, with that High Priestess card, there are things going on behind the scenes you probably don't know about, which is why this person's acting like this. And as hard as it might be for you guys to hear, for some of you, you're going to have to do your best to have compassion for that person, because that person probably went through some tough childhood too. Maybe they were abused as a child, and that's all that they know. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Okay? But it doesn't mean you have to condone that behavior. You can totally still pray for this person, send unconditional love to this person, compassion for this person, but you do not have to be in the relationship if it's that bad. And if you're continuing to attract those types of relationships, think about what you're doing. Have you completely healed from the divorce, from those other relationships where you felt betrayed or you felt like a victim? You got to change your mentality. You got to put in the hard work and start working on your emotional state from that and releasing that emotional baggage. You got to let that go. You got to start working on building a stronger foundation for yourself. Do something new. Get excited about doing something new, about building a new life for yourself. and your family, because the Ten of Cups is a family, especially if you have kids. You're going to be fine on your own. God is giving you everything you need. God knows exactly what's going on in your life, Aries. If this has to do with you being alone, whether you have a kid or not, or supporting a child on your own, if I can do it, you can do it. God knows your situation. He's going to take care of both of you, or all of you. So it's time to stop procrastinating for some of you. It's time to be optimistic, because there is a new opportunity that's being presented to you, and God wants you to take it. To where at some point when you do your work, you will attract 10 of Cups. A very harmonious, beautiful, loving family, home, idyllic peace, material and emotional wealth here. But it starts with you, right? It starts with you. The others of you, this King of Swords is going to communicate with you if you're ready in this high vibrational state. If you are single right now, you're not going to be single anymore, okay? You're reaping the rewards for your hard work, and now your reward is the 10 of Cups, emotional, material wealth, having the happily ever after, the impossible becoming the possible. You're going to get communication from this King of Swords. They've learned a lot of lessons, okay? I'm hearing they could be a writer. They're very, very brilliant, very intelligent, very witty. They have strong Gemini in their chart. Maybe they're Gemini rising or Gemini North Node or something. But this person is very, very good with words. This person is going to communicate with you. There is good news coming in from a very trustworthy, honest, loyal person. The honesty with this communication that's coming in is no joke. This person only speaks truth and nothing but, okay? So whatever this communication comes in, they're going to talk to you about blending families, getting married, moving in together, having this beautiful life together. Because, again, they've went through a lot of trials and tribulations and learned a lot of lessons when dealing with you. So there is communication coming in for some of the others of you. There's also an apology, but this person is like, they know the apology isn't enough. They know that they have to communicate the whole truth to you, and they're not going to be afraid to do that, because they know that communicating their truth is everything. That life without truth in it, you're not being your authentic self. You're not staying in your integrity. You won't have that type of bliss in your life. What guidance do we have for Aries? Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian, Sirians, please and thank you. Strength. Stay afloat and feel steady and calm. Stay above water. You're stronger than you think you are. See, when I was talking about being independent or being on your own, so this flipped out at the last second. Meditate. Make some quiet time in the still air. See? Calm your thoughts, all right? Get out of your head. Clear your mind. But your guidance here is you really have to have the strength with this situation. You have the ability to overcome whatever this is. Okay? Bottom of the deck is take the helm. Be in control of your own ship. See? It's on you. I said it. It's on you, Aries. Believe me when I say, because that is exactly the epiphany that I had when I went into hermit mode and I started to realize why I was getting into the situations I was getting into, especially with relationships, okay? For some, most of you, this is about relationships or something with marriages or a marriage. Let's see what your guidance is. What guidance do we have for Aries? Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian, Sirians, please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. I'm also hearing that this King of Swords now has the strength and the courage to communicate this truth to you. about what happened in their life. Maybe they were divorced too, or they are divorced. Maybe both of you are divorced. That they thought being single was going to be it for them, but God was revealing to them that there's so much more to the single life, because at the end of the day, this King of Swords wants the Ten of Cups. All right, what wellness message do we have for Aries? Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian, Syrians, please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. All right. We have chrysoprase, allow yourself to receive. Rhodochrosite, remember your worth. That's what I was saying. Lepidolite, recall your dreams. Amazonite, loosen your grip. All right, let's look into lepidolite here. Discover a new dimension of yourself by tapping into the power of the invisible dream world. There is so much information accessible to you within the symbols and storylines of your dreams. They offer a deeper method of understanding and self-reflection, a way to expand beyond the physical realm and learn from your self-conscious mind. Start by asking yourself a question before you go to bed and see if you can work out the answer in your dreams. When you wake, write down all the details you can recall. Making this a regular practice will allow you to access the subconscious information about yourself. When was your last vivid dream? What happened after a dream that felt like it had a message? What messages can I uncover from my dream state? Your affirmation is, I am enlightened by messages from my dream self. The next time you wake up, recall your dreams in a journal as soon as you can. It's funny because I just did that today. Anyway, rhodochrosite. Rhodochrosite. Oh, but the high priestess also pay attention to your dreams. Yep, that's why she's there. Often we are our own biggest critics. It's important to stay open to the various forms of self-affirmation, but you just might be looking for your worth in all the wrong places. Know that who you are as a person makes you worthy. Rather than turning to other people or your list of accomplishments for validation, find your worth from within. Your life has meaning regardless of any titles, experiences, or skills. You are important because you are you. When you know your worth, your self-esteem will skyrocket. Know exactly what you deserve and settle for nothing less. Do you feel worthy? Do you deserve more out of life? What would life look like if you acknowledge your true value? Your affirmation is, I am worth it. Today, don't settle for anything less than you deserve. I just got chills because that's exactly what I was channeling. They're just confirming what I said. And also allow yourself to receive. It could sometimes be easier to give than to receive, but receiving help from others is a necessary component of a healthy lifestyle. Open up to receiving as much as you give. Remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. There has to be a balance between give and take in all of your relationships, whether it's with friends, family, or coworkers. If you notice yourself feeling guilty or uneasy when others give to you, shift your attitude so you can embrace what they have to offer to you. Where do you give more than you receive? What feelings cause you to do so? What shifts can you make to create more balance in your relationships, especially emotional balance? Your affirmation is, I allow myself to receive. Today, say thank you without hesitation or deflection to all compliments that come your way. And Amazonite at the bottom of the deck. Oh. Free crystal? Really? I've had this in this book the whole time. Sorry, guys. I just saw something in this book. Amazonite. Where is it? Here we go. There are times when enough is enough. It's time to relinquish control. You don't have to do it all, and what's more, you can't do it all. No one can. Some things in life are simply out of our control. Remember, your best at any given moment is good enough. It's easy to get stuck in our ways and feel like we might want to interfere with life's greater plan. Instead, try taking a step back to give space and time for the relationships and situations in your life to develop. Release the idea of how things should be to make room for how things could be. Everything will fall into place if you allow life to unfold in an organic way. In which areas of your life Can you release control? How would that feel? Can you trust that a beauty of life often comes from the unexpected? Your affirmation is, I let go of control. Today, delegate a task with minimal instructions and allow life to unfold. And then underneath that, as I pick that up on its own, is just go with the flow. Aquamarine. Aquamarine might be your birthstone for somebody. Somebody might have a birthday in March. I know, yeah, part of Aries is March. Okay, somebody needed to hear that. All right, let go of control. There's like getting into a state of emotional balance here, especially if there's something with like you get agitated, excessive control and power here, harsh words, belligerence here, whatever. Yeah, somebody needs to meditate and get back into balance emotionally here. Find your bliss through other things. Let's see what this full moon in Aquarius is bringing you. What is this full moon in Aquarius bringing Aries? Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Sirius, please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, your clarity. This is at 19 degrees of Aquarius. Check to see where that is in your chart. It's also conjuncting Saturn and squaring Uranus, so expect the unexpected. It could be sudden changes for some, whether it might be positive or negative. There might be some sadness that comes with this, a little bit of worry, tension, because squares are tension. Be careful with your emotions, okay? Get to a state of balance and make sure you learn how to respond instead of react to things, Aries. And big thing, allow yourself to receive. If people are there to help you, if you just need to do some self-care, some nourishment, whatever, give to yourself, all right? New moon in Libra, a new romantic cycle begins. Well, there's 10 of Cups right there. Balance, spirituality, and practicality, the full moon in Pisces. I did say Pisces. And Pisces again, meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. There's a meditation again. Bottom of the deck, you're very close to achieving your goal, the gibbous moon. Yep, somebody's got Pisces, strong Pisces in their chart, or you're dealing with a Pisces. Not that it has to be that, but somebody needs to hear it. This card speaks of dreams and romance, of soulmates and poetry. It suggests there's a new star coming your way that's connected to a matter that leaves you feeling somewhere between having your head in the clouds and being in a totally altered state. There could be confusion and disappointment if that's what you've had before and that's what you're expecting. However, if you're onto a good thing, then wish hard because the words of your soul and your heart could help bring about the manifestation of your dreams. If all that sounds a little wet and watery for you, that's Pisces. This is the last sign of the zodiac, and the new moon in Pisces can suggest a last-ditch chance to make your dreams come true. Use your feelings to guide your way. Logic won't work right now. Take the logic out of this with this King of Swords. Some of you might be overly logical about stuff. Get into your heart space. Face your fears. They may be holding you back. The situation is being healed. It's time to surrender to the divine. Avoid being deceptive or willingly deceived. Pisces is the sign of reveries and mysteries, or depths of emotion, idealism, and hopeless romantics. It is the sign of water in the unconscious. Its energy is deep like watery depths. The new moon in Pisces indicates a time to listen to your feelings and to allow your emotions free rein. Whatever you're feeling as you pull this card is more likely than the truth, unless you've been kidding yourself somehow, and only you know if that's the case or not. All right, let's look at new moon in Libra. So we're in new moon pages. Give and take could well be the answer to whatever dilemma you're asking about. Compromise may be called for. It's time to start negotiating or even renegotiating. When the moon in Libra comes up, there's a restart for you for someone else. A new relationship could be beginning, and if that's the case, the chances are this will be a healthy and well-balanced connection. And anything you do after pulling this card, doing it in pairs is advised, such as teaming up with someone in business or in your personal life. Libra is the sign of relating, and this card suggests that whoever's at the heart of the issue you're addressing is someone who will be open to talking things through. Avoid being selfish. It won't get you anywhere at this time. Reach out to someone and let them know you care. Feel more, think less. Marriage or engagement is on the cards. There's marriage. We talked about that. A legal matter will go your way. Oh, well, there's justice with the King of Swords. Pay some attention to your appearance, but don't be all about appearances. Libra is a sign of love and harmony, negotiation, and relationships. It is harmonious, kind, and luxurious, and always aiming for balance. So when we have the new moon in Libra, or at any time you draw this card, there's a restart possible for anything and everything connected to partnerships, negotiations, appearances, and justice. Remember that Libra is depicted by a set of scales. This energy wants to bring things back to equilibrium. And this King of Swords, he's all about bringing peace, harmony, and balance to situations, okay? That's the divine side of that guy, not the shadow side. Full moon in Pisces. It's interesting that both Pisces cards came out. Have you been so head in the clouds that you've lost touch with reality? If so, take this card as a sign that you need to pay attention and make a concerted effort to move towards your goals. The more practical steps you can take, the better. It's time to find an inner balance between your responsibilities and your dreams. Meditate on your question, and solutions to your issue may now come through very clearly. If you're in a tricky situation because you've been acting the martyr, this card will be a message from the cosmos to drop the act for everyone's sake. Meditate every day and see what comes to you. Answers will come. You're in a super romantic but not super realistic state. Follow your intuition, it won't let you down. At worst, this card can herald the end of a dream. The person you're inquiring about is a soulmate. Avoid substance abuse. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so the full moon in Pisces symbolically marks endings. When the moon is full in Pisces, or whenever you pull this card, it's a time to dive deep into your emotions. Practicality is at odds with the numinous Piscean energies that have no borders, so feel your way now. Psychic ability is heightened when the full moon is in Pisces, and soulmates now connect. It's also a time to send out your dreams to the universe, releasing your fears. And it talked about what? Recall your dreams, right? That Pisces energy with that high priestess there. Your psychic ability is heightened with this full moon. Let's look at the gibbous. Somebody sneeze or have stuffy nose or something. All right. The situation you're asking about is bulging with possibility and coming to a peak, but this isn't an ending card with a neat yes or no answer. Rather, you're being reminded that some adjustments may be yet required before you get what you want, though you're certainly on the right track, which is hopefully reassuring for you. However, there is also a sense that the situation is a bit tense, so don't push too hard. One false move and the whole thing could blow. That's not meant to scare you. It's just to let you know there's a fuse attached to the situation, so be careful if you choose to light it. I know that I'm on the right track. Now is a good time to review your plans. Keep the momentum going as you move towards your dreams. Stay focused. It's a good time to start a new project. You need to get back into good health habits. The gibbous moon comes at the very end of the lunar cycle, just before the full moon. Okay? This could be a rather intense period of the month. No matter when you pull this card, it suggests a very ripe time and a very ripe situation. And through that all, luck is on your side with the new moon of Sagittarius underneath that. Okay. What is going on with love and relationships for Pisces? For Aries, spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian, Sirians, please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Okay, I'm not going to go through the book for all of these because you guys got a crap ton of cards, but look what's at the bottom, sacrifice. There are those that are worth making. There are those that will destroy you. Adrift, letting go, allowing a higher force to take charge for a time. Experiments, manipulation of nature, forcing change, cruelty in the pursuit of knowledge, and arrogance. There's Archangel Michael. The magic of Coel and Druid, caution, secrecy, and wary. This is about being who you are, not changing your hair, your appearance because somebody else told you to, right? You change your appearance for you. You want to dye your hair red, but your boyfriend says to dye your hair black. Stop. Your boyfriend doesn't like your red hair. Oh, well. Okay? I'm being honest here. Your boyfriend or your girlfriend's tried to tell you to dress a certain way, drive a certain car. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Some of you are hiding who you really are. You're afraid to dress the way you want. You're afraid to get tattoos. You're afraid to wear your hair a certain way or get a certain cut or a color. You can't be afraid of doing that. You got to do what is right for you. Concamency, seashell divination, wisdom of the shells. This is actually, some of you may already do this. Or you're being called to, because you guys are very psychic, very intuitive, are called to get messages by reading seashells. Okay, that's what that is. Song of the Siren, the call, summoning voice to acknowledge. I talked about some of you being called to do this, right? Be careful of being lured by that siren, right? To become someone who you're not, by this person who's controlling you, whatever. The present, gift, treasure, revelation of own value, nowness. Be in the present moment. This is you being you. You are your own gift to the world, okay? You got to find that treasure within you. Knowing your value, again, your worth, right? And vulnerability. Open your heart, allow yourself to be tender. Don't be afraid of being vulnerable. Sometimes when we're vulnerable, we get attacked, we get, betrayed, or people take advantage of that. No. If people do that, you're going to have that power to just not deal with it, okay? Hey, Aries, the video cut out. If you've been watching my other videos, this has been like this all week, but it's not going to it's not going to get in my way, right? I was talking about this vulnerability card. I don't remember what I said because when I get into channel mode, I get into channel mode. But this is pretty much, we have to allow ourselves to be vulnerable. And even if, so when people take advantage of that, that's on them, okay? But when we get to a higher vibrational place and we feel like we can be open with others, we're going to be allowing ourselves to attract those who will not look at vulnerability as a weakness, or we look at vulnerability as a weakness, or people take advantage of that, right? So they want me to read the bottom of the deck, which is the sacrifice card, okay? They want me to read that. So this talks about a refusal to prioritize, you may be contemplating doing something that is a hardship or giving up something that is precious to you in order to demonstrate how important a third option is to you. Remember to make the choice to sacrifice, and that by doing so you have made what has been offered up holy and made more sacred the goal you are questing for. Make your sacrifices wise ones, and be sure to decide whether the sacrifice is the best path. Sometimes people make what they think are sacrifices because they feel others will view them in a certain way, and by doing so they can become martyrs and wish only to be viewed as good. And we did get that card about stop being a martyr, right? Remove this from your thinking. See whether you truly wish one thing or another. And then when you make the choice, and it is freely given, then you have truly made something sacred. The whole process has become divine in its nature, and the reward is in the space and clearing you have created, into which the great good can be poured. You will be blessed, for you have blessed the world with your offering. Right? Stop being the martyr. Somebody's got to stop being the martyr. Kind of like the victimhood thing, right? Crying wolf. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. Nope. No, you're not. You are way more powerful than that. All right, Aries, I hope this helped you. If you would like a personal reading with me, or you want to sign up for my 14-day free trial to my Capella memberships, check out the description box below. Click on that link. See what fits your fancy, tickles your fancy, and go ahead and sign up. Enjoy the awesome benefits for 14 days. You can cancel before then. No hard feelings. If you want to keep it, keep it. You also have the ability to upgrade or downgrade your membership. If you go to CapellaWellness.com, you can check up on the memberships there, or check out on my other services. You also get free access to my private mobile app where you get directly chat with me. You get to meet some other awesome people in the Capella family. You also get to access the exclusive content in your memberships in the app. All right. And some other cool stuff. Sometimes I give out freebies or like free readings and things, and discounts and stuff like that at random. And I also give some news about what's coming with the astrology and things like that. So check out the description box, click on the link to my memberships, and go ahead and choose one. All right. If you have any questions about the memberships or my services or anything in general, please let me know. All right, Aries, that concludes your reading. Thank you so very much for watching this video, for subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and for illuminating that thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. I wish you the best today and always. I send you so, so much love, and I hope I illuminated your well-being today. Again, this is Jess from Capella Wellness, starring out.